I think my friend's clumsy boyfriend is purposely hurting her. Trigger warning for domestic abuse. So my F26 friend KF26 has been dating Andrew M25 for almost a year now. Honestly, until these last months I really liked them together and he has assimilated into our friend group really well. He's been easy to talk to and is someone who I thought could be the perfect match to K. In the beginning, Andrew has always been known for being clumsy, occasionally spilling on himself, tripping and sometimes just being an overall goof. We joked he was the poster child of a himbo. It started with a simple mistake, Andrew spilling wine on Kay's outfit. He seemed so apologetic, and genuinely sorry. Then a couple days later at a potluck, Andrew bumps into Kay while she was bringing out a salad bowl, causing it to fall on her foot and giving her a pretty nasty bruise. Again apologetic, but this time just rubbed me the wrong way. It seemed awkward the way he had bumped into her. Then there were just more of these accidents, like ripping a dress when he was falling trying to catch his balance, dropping a bowl of chocolate ice cream on her shoes, and spilling an ashtray that landed all over her hair. All of this is just giving me a weird feeling, like why does it feel like his clumsiness is getting worse? Recently we were having a movie night. Kay was sitting on the floor and I had gotten up from the couch to get some more popcorn when I see Andrew walking over with hot tea. I'm thinking, no way I'm going to have her get piping hot tea spilled on her by accident. So I get up and say, oh thanks for grabbing this, do you mind grabbing me popcorn since you're closest? He kind of gets a defensive tone with me saying, yeah, but let me give this to Kay first. I said no, it's not a problem, I'll give it to her. As sweet as possible, and took the mug out of his hands and gave it to Kay. He seemed kind of distant the whole rest of the evening. I talked with one of my friends in our group just about the tea drama and she said that Andrew might have been pissed off, feeling like I was babying him. I think that if he's been prone to hurting his girlfriend, wouldn't he want to avoid situations that could get her seriously hurt? Wouldn't you want a friend to help you? Am I just overthinking this? I want to talk to Kay about my concerns soon because I'm really scared for her. I just want to be wise in how I speak to her because I don't want her to take anything I say the wrong way. Any advice would be so helpful. Edit. Okay, after a lot of comments I reached out to Kay. We're meeting up one-on-one and I'll talk with her then. I'm still figuring out exactly what I want to say, but you have all been so helpful and I will keep you posted on how everything goes. Update. Hi all. This evening I got a text from Andrew. It seems my friend, who I'll be referring to as Sarah, had told him about the tea situation. He texted, hey, just wanted to reach out and let you know that I wasn't pissed with you. I played it cool and just replied, hey, no problem man, just wanted to make sure all was good with you. He messaged me back that lol. Yeah, why wouldn't I be? I left it alone after that. I reached out to Sarah and asked how the story was relayed to him and she explained that it sort of came up in conversation. She had told him that I hadn't meant to baby him and hoped I didn't make him pissed by taking away the teacup. Sarah is a fixer, and I think she just wanted any conflict between us to be resolved. While I know she was coming from a good place, I am a bit frustrated to have my words twisted into what she believes happened. I messaged Kay and we are still hanging out either early Monday or Tuesday. She seemed to be fine with me. We had a quick call, but she seemed less talkative, which has me nervous. I really hope I didn't screw everything up. After a lot of comments, I've decided I'm going to be careful with my wording. A lot of you have pointed out Andrew could have a medical condition. While I'm a bit skeptical, I will keep this in mind. Hopefully my concerns can be addressed in a way that flows with our conversation. Thank you all for your feedback, even if some was harsh, and to all who have shared DV stories, I'm so sorry you had ever received any mistreatment. You deserve happiness and safety. I'll be posting an update as soon as we have our talk or anything changes. Update. Made an update post because it's a lot of information. I want to just say thank you all for your help during this time. I can't say it enough. TLDR, Kay hasn't been buying the clumsiness either, is breaking up with him, currently staying with me until he leaves the apartment. 2 male friends are there to ensure there are no accidents. Update. I think my friend's clumsy boyfriend is purposely hurting her. Update to post here. Hi all, sorry for the delay. A lot has gone on, so I talked to Kay this morning. I started off the conversation normal. When Kay says, hey, why were you concerned about Andrew bringing me tea? I just say I had noticed he'd been more clumsy lately and I wanted to avoid either of you of getting hurt. She was quiet for a bit, then asks me, do you think it's odd how he's been acting? Considering all your advice, I respond with, I care about you and want you to be safe. I don't want to hurt you or Andrew, but I feel like most of the accidents have come at your expense. I don't want it to get to a point where you have a worse injury. This is when Kay burst out crying like I have never seen. After composing herself enough to talk, she says she's been so suspicious of how these accidents have been centered around her and how validating it was to have someone feel the same way. It's been causing her a lot of anxiety and she felt so relieved when I took the teacup away from him. She has tried to suggest to Andrew that he should go to a doctor, but he just says he's perfectly fine. Kay is not confrontational, so she just drops it. She said how recently Sarah, Andrew and her were all hanging out together. Sarah told Andrew I was so upset about how he was hesitant to hand me the teacup, A completely different story from what Sarah told me. I have been more open with my emotions in my post due to my anonymity, but in person I was very casual about the situation. I said something along the lines of, "Hey, did you think I upset Andrew by taking the tea when I asked him to get me popcorn? I hope I didn't come off rude." Then Kay told me something really disturbing, how during this conversation Andrew and Sarah started joking about Kay being a battered wife. How ridiculous the idea would be if Andrew was really abusing her in some really dark jokes. This had Kay feeling like she was crazy to think that these accidents might be on purpose. Also, they had said some things about me that made her so upset she couldn't even tell me. Kay said she's felt trapped, living with him and how he's intertwined in our group. She felt like she needed to wait to have proof he was faking it to make it worth a bunch of drama. I feel horrible that she's felt so alone in this. I was pretty blunt and just asked, "Do you still love him?" She responded, "I don't. I think I don't even like him anymore." So we talked about the best way for Kay to leave Andrew, being as safe as possible. Kay called in sick to work and we went over to her house and talked with our friend Leah, her roommate. Andrew was out at work, so we quickly moved all their things into Leah's room. She has a key to her door. Anything that was super sentimental to either of them we packed in my car. Kay is going to stay at my house and Leah wanted to stay with a family member who lives not too far away. Kay has written a letter to Andrew ending things. She is going full no contact. She set a date that she expects him to leave. He moved in with them so he doesn't have his name on the lease. Our friends Mike and Corey will be staying at the house. This is to ensure nothing will be damaged due to an accident, also to let Kay and Leah know when it's safe to come back. Thank you all so much for your advice. Tomorrow I plan to go on a little shopping spree with Kay, doing everything I can to alleviate her anxiety. So far we know Andrew has seen the note and is packing to leave. So far so good. If anything happens I'll be sure to update you all. Final update here, we are all safe. Thank you all for your help. Final update, I think my friend's clumsy boyfriend is purposely hurting her. Final update to post here. First off, Kay is safe. I want to thank everyone for their advice, it has been a huge help. Per someone's comment we got that detector that finds hidden cameras. Mike and Corey searched everywhere and found nothing. They also have searched for spyware on Kay's phone and laptop. Also looked for tracking devices and nothing was found. Locks have since been changed and after a lot of consideration Kay and Leah have decided to not move due to financial reasons. But for their safety they have decided to have Mike live with them. He works remote so he doesn't have to leave for work and will be at the house most of the time so Kay or Leah wouldn't be home alone. Corey got a Ring camera for Kay. Also our friend group have code words and safety questions with Kay, which I really recommend anyone leaving a DV situation to do. So last week Sarah had dropped by one of our friends' house to leave a letter for Kay in her mailbox. It was very odd. It was written from both Sarah and Andrew's perspectives, saying how hurt they were, that the way they have been treated was so unfair, that it isn't healthy to go from being someone's everything to just shutting them out entirely. They said how they were happier without outside influences and hoped Kay could find the freedom they had found together. They stated a lot of gross comments about personal struggles of myself and others in the friend group to paint us as crazy people. They ended it with how they just wanted to move on, that this was their goodbye and that they would welcome her back if she ever wanted to reach out to them but would respect her wishes to go and see. We all don't know if this is their way of saying they're together or what. It's incredibly odd. Some of our friends think it's an invitation to an open relationship. Either way we haven't heard from them since. Kay has opened up with her counselor and us about her stories with Andrew. She has come to believe his accidents were a tactic to control her appearance. Apparently he had a thing for a certain aesthetic and would want her to dress in that way. Behind the scenes he would remark how her looks wouldn't show off her figure and how it would be more flattering for her to wear a certain aesthetic because it would just look better. He would even make jokes about her outfits and overall style. When she would tell him to stop he would get apologetic and say he was just trying to be funny. There are other factors as well but those risk Kay's anonymity, but all revolved around her appearance. Kay is amazing. She has been so strong throughout this process. She said it feels like a heavy burden has been lifted. She is truly special and she deserves true peace and happiness. Our friend group has really gone above and beyond to support Kay, which is the least we can do. Thank you all for pushing me to say something. It validated what Kay and a lot of our friends were feeling. I will let you know if anything changes, but hopefully Sarah and Andrew will leave Kay alone.